Hello, welcome to our final match of Week 8. We have the Empire State Hydreigons on Dragon, still sitting at a perfect 7-0. They have the 1 seed locked up, so they are the only reason why they're playing is to ruin someone else's day. And that potential person is the East Blue Gastros on water. They are sitting at 3-4. They really need to, if they want a chance as a playoff, this is like a huge game for them to separate themselves from the pack. And today I have a guest, and it's James. How are you doing, James?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad to hear that. So, this is your first time doing a doubles draft, and like you did 1 or 2 singles draft, but like a lot of it was just kind of like you just like figuring things out as you go, and like it's definitely been a learning process, and I've seen you grow through it a lot. But but what I do know is that you play other RPGs. I've seen you play a lot of Persona. I've seen you play Octopath Traveler. I'm sure there's others that like I haven't seen you like stream and play. But do you think those other RPGs have helped you through like playing Pokemon?
I used to play Pokemon as a kid, and I usually just, have the strongest Pokemon, just spam the same move over and over again. As I've grown and played RPGs, I feel like I have a better comprehension of how Pokemon works and more of its mechanics. But competitive is like a whole other can of worms, so I feel like it's been a whole process to relearn and learn new things as well by playing these drafts.
Yeah, it's, there's always that meme where like as a kid you see someone go for a calm mind, it's like, LO, why would you do that? And you see someone else go, and then you see people go for that now, and you start like pooping your pants, like, oh, this ain't good, I'm about to lose.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the ice, you were given the ice type and the first overall pick. Ice type, like before Gen 9, would have been like an absolute disaster because you wouldn't have gotten the snow buff where like you get a free defense boost. But how do you feel, like how do you feel the ice type is as a monotype as you've been using it?
I think it's pretty alright. I think with my whole setup with weather and everything, with Regice has been a really solid play. He's very hard to kill.
Oh my gosh, he's obnoxious.
So when I got ice, I'm like, well, I guess I'll just pick Regice and anything else that goes with it. So, because like I said, I've never really done doubles before, but it's been interesting this time because like with mono, it's if you're in like a bad situation, like a bad matchup, there's only so much you can do to prevent that, and it's interesting to see like how you like panic defend in that situation where it's like, oh, I'm fighting against fire type, what do I do? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, where there's a weakness that you have to cover, but it almost seems impossible to beat. So coming up with a lot of creative strategies has been really fun.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, you after 3 hits, you like to knock the Regice like 30%, and then like you ignore it for like 2 turns, and it like gains like it has leftovers and has ice body. It's like, oh, it's almost at full again. How did I let this happen again?
Yeah.
That's why in my match I ran like Super Fang and like Toxic to like try to whittle it down over time, with like more passively instead of like having to commit so many attacks into it. And then in that match I missed. I don't think it was against the Regice. I think it was against a Bombasol, another like really tanky mon if you don't have the right tools for it. I missed a Toxic and I Super. I'm like, oh no, these mons never die now. That's bad.
I have a reputation just having a lot of luck in Pokemon, and I feel like it's been carrying over to this league as well, where it's just I've been getting stuff done where I feel like I should have missed, and stuff is missing me when it probably should have hit for like the most optimal like strategy and everything.
Yeah, to be fair, and also that match, like on turn 2, I like both of my hits, like King since King has gone attacked twice. But there are 2 separate rolls to crit. I crit on both of them, both hits, which is actually that's actually kind of insane. But yeah, let's see, anything else I want to ask? Oh yeah, I also last thing I'll ask about your team is that like you used your first overall pick in like Chien-Pao, and like that's like a 20-point mon, and like you don't really like you don't bring it as much as you think you'd bring an ace. Could you describe like why you sometimes decide not to bring it as often?
So, I guess the reason boils down to me not knowing a lot about Gen 9, because yes, I played Scarlet and Violet, but I played very little of it compared to some other titles. And I just feel like the unknown in Pokemon is the most dangerous part. Where if you don't know like an ability for a Pokemon, if you don't know like the move pool of a Pokemon, it can be your greatest weakness because then you don't know like something very important that ends up kind of getting you in the end. Where it's like, I guess with Shen Pao, it's like I don't know the best way to use him, therefore I don't usually bring him in because it's just a utilization thing. I know Regice, I know like from previous leagues how he works, how he goes. So I think it's been easier. But with Chen Pao, it's like you have to play him right. I think because of like his very fragile nature. Like,
Yes.
He's a very like fragile mon. So I think if you play him just right, it works. But for someone who like me, where doubles has been like a whole other journey, it's kind of intimidating to bring.
Yeah, it's just like the more I think about it, it's just like Chen Pao, like your team has like very few physical attackers, so like, you don't get much of the benefit of Swords of Ruin besides like Chen Pao itself, and like Chen Pao like hits really hard, but like part of your team is like a big strategy of your team is literally just like stack as many like buffs as possible, where like you have like snow, you have like naturally bulky mons like a bomb so, and we were talking about earlier in Regice, and like Swords of Ruin like kind of like goes against that, so like it's definitely not always the mon for the job.
That on top of the fact that with the snow, it's just easy to get blizzards off, but you kind of can't do that with Chen Pao.
Yes, it's the physical attacker. That is true. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm hoping you're having fun with your first doubles draft, but we gotta talk about this batch. As I was saying earlier, the East Blue Gastros, they have everything to lose here. If they lose, they are probably knocked out of the playoffs, and I think. And when I'm looking at mons, it's like Tapu Fini is obviously going to be a huge mon. You know, having fairy type stab is like good against a good chunk of the team. It's at least neutral to everything. It makes quad super effective against Hydreigon. And Walking Wake I think is also going to be another big one. Walking Wake is with the Proto Speed boost can outrun every single dragon here, including Gouging Fire when that also runs Proto Speed. So like that's gonna be pretty huge. And looking at the other side, I think our Chaladon is gonna be like pretty good because like it's one of the few mons here that can like tank either a dragon or a fairy type attack. Is there any mons that like particularly stand out to you before the match starts?
To me, I think it boils down to well, you have the Mega Salamence. That's going to be probably a big issue. But for me, it's like it's like I said with Gen 9, is I don't know a lot about Gen 9. So to me, Gouging Fire and the other one, they just seem the most intimidating to me, especially because doesn't Just Steal My Act have like that strategy where with I forget his name, not Gouging Fire, the other one.
Let's see, Archaladon? Let's see,
yeah, Archaladon. Yeah, I always forget how to. It's always a weird name for me, but Archaladon. There's like a strategy, right, with one of his abilities where it's stamina, and he gets. Like,
oh yeah, no, okay, yeah. What happened to me? He did this to me, where he used Hydreigon, and it has beat up, which hits multiple times, and he beat up the Archaladon. That's what happened, and then he maxed out his defense stat, and then like body press will like nuke like the field. So like that's all that he's got to be careful of. But let's see, that's definitely something to be worried about. But I think let's see, I'm gonna do my prediction of leads, or what I would lead, and see how right I get it, which I'm not actually bad with this. Let's see, I expect a Sharpedo lead. That's just kind of what I like, notice what Tower does a lot. I'm thinking like something like Sharpedo Politoed, just to get the rain out. And then thinking like Jack likes to lead Salamence, so I'm thinking like maybe like Salamence Garchomp here. It's just like you could like do spread moves pretty safely, but that's what like my instinct's telling me. But it's kind of rough here. I would be surprised if he does more defensive, just a safer defense like Archaladon as well.
I could see him sending out Garchomp first to try to get like a bait where it's like, oh, I'll just hit this and kill it, and then it swats into like.
Swatch into Archaladon, get the body press. That's another reason why this team is so scary, because like it's one of the few like this team can actually pivot annoyingly and benefit off of it. I
good
think.
player plus good type.
Yeah, I'm going to say, who
type.
allowed this? And it was me. Ooh, my bad, guys. All right, let's get the show on the road.
There we go.
Okay, I got one. Okay, I got one right on both sides. Got one right. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see. Kingdra is always an interesting mon here because it has the same attack and special attack. So you get to, it's kind of a guessing game of whether this is going to be physical or special. I would imagine this one is special. It could also honestly be mixed, but like, you want special Kingdra to get like Ice Beam, and it doesn't get like physical Ice Boost. But like, I could see like a set of like Dragon Dance, like some like speed like with Outrage and Ice Beam, maybe make this thing more bulky. But like, I imagine this would lean for special. So we have the range set up, and with something I also forgot to mention is that hydration, I'm pretty sure, makes it so that you heal your status conditions in range. So like, Jack also for somehow, oh my gosh, and also Jack has 2 mons that benefit from rain. Our Chowdon makes it so Electro Shot's 1 turn, and hydration makes it so you heal your status in range. So oh my gosh, this is, Tyler's got to be careful with his own weather here. But we have the Intimidate, so I'm expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Protect from Salamence turn 1. It's just a very common thing Jack does. The Kingdra is faster, and also probably wants to scout if this has Ice Beam or not. So like, I imagine like this is some type of like Protect plus like attack, and the Kingdra's like Assault Basset. So
it could be that the Kingdra's gonna be like a defensive mon.
Yes, very hard to kill, especially on the special side. So it's gonna be really tough. You're gonna have to like, if this Kingdra is pure like special, like this is gotta be a nightmare to get rid of. So I imagine like this is like a Protect plus attack turn, and then like this Kingdra and Politoed are probably just gonna like double attack here, or maybe the Politoed can do. Sometimes the Politoed has like Hypnosis or do something disruptive, so I wouldn't. That could also be bring out here. Yep, here's the Protect.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. So we got this. Looks like fully special Kingdra. It makes sense here, and it goes. And this Draco moves right into sound. Okay.
Oh, the sash.
Dude, that's like 16%. That did 16. A super effective Ice Beam did 16%. If you're not, like, Gudra is an absolute nightmare if you don't have the tools for it. Alright. And we do have the Focus Sash here, which I like, because with the Dragon matchup, it's always gonna be very like you're gonna get proc to Sash like very often, so I think it's a worthwhile investment where you can just max speed and special attack. But this Gudra, despite having its like a special attack halved, it like has like some other decent tools that could hit physically, so like it's okay having our special attack here. So I imagine, so this was like a very successful turn for, I would say, the Empire State Hydreigons. I would imagine I see some type of switch here. I'm like the switch from like I'm expecting the Salamence to switch to our Chowdon, to be honest, just so it can, because I expect the Draco meter going to Salamence again, and like that's the best way you can do all that. And then I don't know what this Politoed's gonna do, maybe just like another Ice Beam, and I expect just like try to finish off the Kingdra here and just switch to the Chowdon is what I'm expecting here. I think that's like a pretty safe play for Jack. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh.
We actually got a switch here, saving the we're saving the Kingdra for another occasion, which I don't mind actually. I think this is his way of trying to punish our Chowdon switch, which, oh, it's actually Hydreigon that gets swapped, not the Archer. Oh my gosh. Okay, that Thunder did not do a lot. Okay, so this switch actually worked out very well here, and like Jack with this switch put himself in a lot of trouble because now he's got Hydreigon against a Tapu Fini, so like a Dazzling Gleam or a Moonblast will like send this Hydreigon like into the Shadow Realm. So like this switch like is like kind of like a disaster of a turn. And like this was a very good pivot because this Tapu Fini barely took any damage. So, like this was a very good turn for East Blue Gastros.
This might be the time where he switches into Archaludon.
Yeah, I would just say like now, like surely you have to switch. Maybe like you like protect for a turn, like try to stall out and try to whittle things down. But like this Archaludon has to come out soon, right before this Hydreigon just like goes to the stratosphere.
Because I imagine the focus is now trying to finish off Hydreigon because you're like, oh, I'm not going to kill Goodra anytime soon. That's the perfect opportunity to swap.
Yeah, this like, this Goodra is not putting much offensive pressure out as of right now. So like, I would expect some type of like Dazzling Gleam to punish a non-switch in the Hydreigon, and like, I don't know, just some way to whittle down the Hydreigon slot again. Just, man, this Politoed, I kind of want to get this Politoed out of here. It's just not doing enough right now. So, like, maybe you can switch into, like, I don't know, maybe Sharpedo, just so you can have, like, a more offensive Mon out there. It's just, like, it's kind of rough, though. Oh, he's doing the thing that we were foreshadowing earlier. All right. Okay. So, this is... Jack's just kind of trying to, like, win the game on the spot right now. Oh my... Dude, the wall of text is killing me. What happened to the game? I don't... Dazzling Gleam, there goes the Hydreigon.
But the Hydreigon did its job.
Yeah, the Hydreigon, being faster than the Tapu Fini, was able to get this off just right before and fainted. And now... we have a question of what does Tyler have on his team that's equipped to dealing with the max out defense Archaludon, and we have the Kingdra sitting at 1%, which like you need to land on Draco Meteor and like can do good damage to it, but it probably isn't enough to KO yet. But like the Ogerpon's a physical attacker, so like that doesn't really work. The Politoed is just not doing any damage. Like it's like that. It's like you need either Walking Wake or Kingdra to like finish off the job before things start to become too late. And like there's Electro Shots, so like even this Tapu Fini is like not safe because it doesn't mind getting body press, but it does mind getting Electro Shots. So, like that's pretty rough. I'm expecting. What am I expecting here? Mon to go in.
I'm thinking Salamence.
Salamence, it's definitely... Salamence always concerns me a little bit because we know this Politoed has Ice Beam. I'm expecting the Goodra to come back out, honestly. It's a good special wall here. It can like pivot in and do another big Draco Meteor or start thundering things. I think I'm... Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
I also... Dude, all of these are... Names so far on Jack's side are just... are all just gassing up Tyler, or calling him a bridge, which I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'll ask Jack about that later. But yeah. But I imagine this is some type of like thunder body press turn. Just you can, the thunder won't do too much Tapu Fini. It'll probably do like 30-ish%, but like you can also just like Electro Shot the Tapu Fini if you really want that gone. If that unscares you that much, which maybe it does, because Politoed I'm not too scared of. So like you can like Thunder Shock and like I don't know, like Thunder the Politoed, I think, and like I don't know if you really have any good switch-ins for that, which makes me really uncomfortable for Tyler. He doesn't have a good pivot for this. Like the Ogerpon can like kind of take one, and like the Walking Wake can kind of take one, but it's not gonna be a fun thing for them to take. So like I think you just kind of have to. You may have to just eat these moves before you, like, sacrifice everything. Okay, so... this Kingdra got, brutally overkilled. That guy got hit by the Hydrogen Bomb. This Thunder. Okay, it does less than half. Oh, I did not know this thing got Earth Power. But man, that Earth Power did not enough. not a lot. But it does whittle it down enough to hopefully where the Walking Wake can, like, finish it off with, like, a Draco Meteor here. Like, surely, right? That has to come in before the This Charodon gets another thing off, I would assume. Okay, we're getting the Tapu Fini back. This is worrying me. I don't know if it has the damage output to KO this Charodon. I imagine this is just another double electric type move until proven to be stopped. And it's just like, man, this Charodon is guaranteed to get another attack off because it's probably faster than the Politoed, and it may be faster than Tapu Fini. I don't think we've seen them attack. Have we seen them on the field at the same time yet? Oh, we have. Hydreigons. No, we haven't seen them on both on the same turn with both of them trying to attack. So we still need to figure out who's faster. But like, I expect this double electric type attack, and like, I don't know. This Charodons is about to run this way with this game if it doesn't get taken out like this turn. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this electric shot, like this Orcapon's okay. It survived. Oh. Barely. Okay, the Politoed survived, so we got when it gets another Earth Power. Okay. Okay, so this was not terrible. The Ogerpon taking so much of that damage really like stinks here, but like it's what you gotta do. Hopefully an Ivy Cudgel in the rain kills. Wait, the rain's gonna go away, so it's not even in rain anymore, which is like also rough. At least if it doesn't KO, at least Ivy Cudgel has a high crit chance. Like you can try to crit scam your way out of this, but I think you have to get this Politoed out of here and start to try to get the rain reset at some point. So like I'm expecting this is like I think you just have to like Ivy Cudgel, switch the Politoed in for like I'd say the Sharpedo here, just to have like an offensive pressure on to start threatening this Goodra and getting speed boosts on to like punish the Gouging Fire for later. That's what I'm thinking here. Yeah, and like I don't know. I think you just keep attacking with both of these mons. I don't think there's any need to like pivot or switch at this point until you're told. Oh my. Okay. Oh, he tried to play rough the Goodra here. So I don't think he's expecting the Ivy Cudgel to KO or the play rough, so he's just trying to whittle that down and get like something else to KO, which I'm guessing will be the Walking Wake, but missing that stinks. Yeah. It would have done, I'm gonna guess like around half to Goodra, which is like pretty big chip because Tyler's running out of physical attackers here, so like that damage matters, so like, okay. So now, you're down 3-5. I think you gotta get the Sharpedo in at this point, just to try to get that out there to get the speed boost in there, so you have some speed control for rest games. So I'm thinking like Sharpedo, Walking Wake, and like you gotta find like Draco, the Charodon, and like Protect. But okay, we're still this Sharpedo's being chilling in the back for a while now, but Tapu Fini, hopefully, maybe a Dazzling Gleam can KO at this point. It probably will. So actually, we still don't know the speed tier still, which is like what's really scaring me here, because this thing could very well still be slower. But I think you just gonna have to like double this Archaeodon slot, or else like the game like over. You're just kind of running out of resources to win this game. There's just too many healthy mons on Jack's side, and like the Salamence to like intimidate the Sharpedo at the end is gonna be like really annoying. But yeah, I think you probably just Draco with the Walking Wake, take your good chip on that. If the Goodra dies, you can live with that, and like Archaeodon just do a body press on the Walking Wake. Okay, we got the Proto Speed, I'm guessing, yeah. I don't think there's much else to really do here. Dragon Pulse, okay, we got Dragon Pulse, which is a lot better here because it prevents the stat decreases. Super effective stab move, by the way, is doing 25%. Oh my goodness, this mon is spooky.
Yep.
Yeah. Thunderbolt. Okay. So now this Walking Wake's gonna have to put in a lot of work. It very well can definitely put in, since it's not Draco Meteor, which is actually going to favor him a lot in the future here, because these super effective Dragon Pulses are still going to hit really hard. Well, not like chances of missing or decreasing your special attack. So this Walking Wakes definitely can do a lot of damage here. Okay, so we have the Gouging Fire, which I'm guessing is also booster speed. Gouging Fire, definitely a mon capable of tanking these it can take a Moonblast pretty well. It's pretty bulky and it's only neutral, and it may be able to take one Dragon Pulse, because this probably is like a max bulk like Gouging Fire. I'm just kind of want to just put everything into taking out this Walking Wake. If it protects and like the Tapu Fini gets a Dazzling Gleam off, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think the way you lose this game is if you like let this Walking Wake get away scot-free for too long, and so I want to like just put both attacks into this.
Yeah, like Tyler's down, but he's not out.
Yeah, he needs. Yeah, and this Walking Wake is probably like his win condition. So like you need this thing. You need this thing dead if you're Jack. Okay, like I like this protect here because, as I was saying earlier, that like this Walking Wake needs to be taken alive, and like we know this is like the threat here. So like this is Jack doesn't actually take the bait, which is because he gets everything right. But like I think like the protect definitely in concept was still fine. Like you at least baited out like a protect from like Gouging Fire here to like slow him down a little bit, and Tapu Fini is like still alive, but this Tapu Fini is gonna get KO'd this turn if you don't like KO this Goodra here. So like I think you have to like Moonblast the Goodra to make sure you take it out, and like you start Dragon Pulsing the Gouging Fire here, just to keep your Fini alive for like as long as humanly possible. Try to get 2 KOs. Okay, we do have a Draco Meteor from the Walking Wake, which does, oh my gosh, that ate that well. Oh my goodness. 57? Okay, we have Bulldoze, which will cancel out the speed boost here on the Walking Wake. So the next time this Gouging Fire attacks, it will outspeed the Walking Wake, which is pretty nice, pretty huge here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there goes the Goodra, just whittling down over time. So I imagine this is when the Salamence comes back out. It's gonna outspeeds the Tapu Fini now, so you can Hyper Voice safely to pick up that KO. You don't have to worry about sabotaging yourself with your own Bulldozes. And this Walking Wake is like in a really awkward spot now, where it wants to switch back out because its stats are neutered because of the Draco Meteor. So like I think you just kind of have to switch that out, so Sharpedo's gonna take a big hit.
So you think he's banking on the fact that he's... Oh, okay.
Yeah, here comes the Salamence, yeah. So like what he can do here is Jack can Mega Evolve Hyper Voice. That'll take out the Tapu Fini and do decent damage to Walking Wake, assuming it stays in. And then this Gouging Fire can do... It probably has at least one Dragon type attack, so like use a Dragon type attack against the Walking Wake. And the thing is that Tower has 2 options. Either stay in with the Walking Wake, take all of that damage, and like keep in a mon that's like at half special attacks, like it's a neutered version of itself, or he switches in the Sharpedo and have the Sharpedo eat all of that. And Sharpedo is one of the frailest mons out there, especially when it's not Mega Evolving. So like he's in a spot where like both of these options really stink for him, and like this I don't see how he gets out of this in like the next like couple turns.
I'd probably swap with the Sharpedo because I think the Walking Wake is doing a lot of work. And
yeah, it's like bulky enough to like maybe like survive a thing or two afterwards. Like this Sharpedo is gonna, its career is gonna be very short-lived, I would reckon. Okay, so Tyler is choosing a different route where he's gonna keep the Walking Wake as healthy as he possibly can, and have like a clean switch into Sharpedo. which in a spot like this, I actually don't mind. You're like in a really bad spot here. So like, honestly, your way of winning this game may very well be just like you have to crit on some things and just like hope like the crit like breaks through the special attack drop. Because like if you switch the Sharpedo gets KO'd.
Yeah.
And the Tapu Fini is gonna be worthless anyways. Like I actually think this is like his only shot of winning, no matter how terrible it is. We actually get the Tailwind here, which, oh my gosh. And it makes it so even after Protect, these mons are gonna be Sharpedo like Protect for the speed boost. These mons are still gonna be slower, so like I really don't. This game seems like kind of over. Like I don't. Maybe the Sharpedo has something crazy on these mons, but like I think this ends within a turn or two. You're not even trying to protect here because like it just doesn't do it. Doesn't like. He makes the walking week wide open, so you kind of can't. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, Salamence. I don't know who allowed him to get this month. The answer was me because you know, my wheel gave him Dragon type. Yeah, it's like his mon that he's won other drafts with already. He's already won a draft with this. I hate it here. Wow, that did a lot for him being on half special attack. I will say.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this is too much. This is just dying to a breaky swipe always feels bad. But the Empire State Hydreigons remain undefeated. There is only one man that can stop that, and he is right here with me. So, the league's counting on you for stopping his undefeated season, but you theoretically have a shot. Jack didn't realize he guaranteed the 1 seed even before this match, so he went super try hard. But he has nothing to play for against you, so you have that going for you, and you also have the fact that you're fighting like you need this win. Like 5 and 4 will, I'm pretty sure guarantees you a spot in playoffs with how things are looking at this point. But good luck to your match against Pokemon Jesus, and thank you for spending time and yapping with me.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.